shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. Your host with the mostest, Marky Saint. This is Saint's Addiction, and I'm addicted to a better life. I'm addicted to talking about mental health. We're addicted to being better people, and right now I'm addicted to the healing process. And somebody that's going through it and growing through it, I wanted to share it with you. Talk about being a depression survivor, and then depression came back to me, and I wanted to be honest about the process. I wanted to be honest about the healing. I felt like a lot of people, they're just not honest on social media. Maybe that's my strong suit. Maybe it's my weakness, but boom, we already got one viewer this morning, and somebody cue the intro. Let's get it how we live. Saints Addiction in the house. This is the last nug. That means literally Jesus and everyone else has ran out of weed. And they're like, no, not the last piece of weed. It's one of my favorite designs. And we're going to go into it this morning. I love designing, I love philosophy, and I love mental health. And it's not something easily to talk about, like we talked about yesterday. Bing, someone will pop it up when you recognize addiction and something that's a compulsion to do. And then as we make it better addictions, we have to find ourselves a new way of acting towards our lives, or a healthier way towards acting towards our lives. And that's why I called it Saints Addiction, because I needed something more positive than the bullshit I was pulling and decisions that I was making. And even now in my sobriety, my decisions I still don't feel are up to par. I'm extremely hard on myself, and that's something that has to ease up to be part of the healing process. And that's something I wanted to talk about today with other people, because it's not easy to not take it to take it easy on yourself and not be hard on yourself. And I am hard on myself, and then I'm hard on, yay, right up the old ass for myself. And a lot of people go, fuck yourself in your ass. And you're like, that's exactly what we're doing, fucking ourselves in our own ass, no lube, every time we do some mental disorders or think in a mentally ill way. And here we are, we're going to have this conversation about not reinforcing negative thoughts. That's going to be a huge one. A lot of us will just assume right now, my brain wants to fight that nobody likes me. I threw the summer weed festival. People are being not answering the phone. All of a sudden, it went from phone calls, 3 phone calls a day, to no answer, one word answers. And my brain wants to think that, oh, no one likes me, and I put that out into the world, and then all of a sudden I reinforce those ideas, and I know I'm not the only one to do that. So I have to be honest with people and go, man, I just spent a lot of money for nobody to like me. And I guess, well, no, I know you can't buy love, and you can't buy attention, and you can't buy people's well, I should be getting on this haircut of mine. My hair's getting long in the front. Jeez. Oh, I'm on some freshly showered, because that always showers off the depression. I've had a very difficult life. My decisions I thought were getting better. Like I said, I thought I was getting out of prison and becoming sober would alleviate me from all depression or bad things happening to my life. And every morning I wake up a little sad inside because I didn't have my child. I've recently just gone through an abortion. I'm a hollow man, and I need to talk about it. And that's what mental health is about, or just mental health in general, is not burying it or pretending that everything's okay, but to go deep within. Right, this is the journey of all things. It's inside of us. This happiness level has been affected. My happiness level has been affected. It's more than monetary. It's my soul. My soul level. And for the longest time, my narcissism kept me in the game. It kept me feeling like I was special. It kept me feeling like I was blessed, and it kept me feeling like a positive outcome was happening. Right, this is conspiring in my favor, the universe, and then also the reality of things. The extremeness of life. Right, it's not all just one thing. It's not always just happy, and it's not always just sad. But these feelings are so real to us. Mine are just crushing me inside that I can't see past the decision of not having a child. I can't see that uh, a decision to kill a healthy child, right? Like, I'm having a tough time with that. I'm really having a tough time with it. And I'm going on live because I could have blocked it. I could have just got more emotional and depressed. And I said, no, You need to talk about these things. This is part of the healing process, and it's part of why this is called the healing process. Is um, uh, I didn't want to live anymore. I don't know how else to say that without this child in my life, or a child being born and made my life feel not as important. And I don't know anybody else will be working. Something happens, something big to us, something that we will forever mention in conversations. Like it's something like war or cancer or something that I affect, but we always mention this big thing in our lives. So now I've added another big thing in my life. I thought getting over South Korean prison was enough, right? The book Endure, I wrote a book. I thought that quitting addictions and just smoking weed was enough. It's not enough. It turned out that my narcissism needed work. I became callous and didn't really care about other people's feelings. I just wanted to see things through. And in the process, I've hurt a lot of people, my siblings, lovers, and I felt like I ruined my life. Straight up. I don't know if anyone's ever felt that way before in the morning times, or I'm sure they have actually. I just turned 42, looked at my life of 40 years, and I started to see that I've hurt a lot of people. There's a lot of regrets and mistakes made. And am I brave enough to keep making mistakes? Am I brave enough to look foolish to the crowd? Have I made too many mistakes? And these are conversations I have with myself, and I'm sure you're having with yourself too. Are we ever forgivable? Can we ever be forgiven for the things that we've done? And why do we only see the things that we've done instead of the good things that we've done? Right? Like the things you've done to me. Like, what happened the nights I got you food? What happened to the nights I rubbed your back and feet? What happened to those nights? Long gone, right? So it's like similar to this festival event. Everybody was talking to me all of a sudden, and now no one's talking to me all of a sudden. No one's answering the phone. Silent treatment. It's not cool. But when I was cutting checks and I wanted to build energy and have people come around, what happened? Everybody came around like a dead fish in a pond. Scavengers around my hurt heart, hecking at it. I threw this festival to kind of recreate when I found, I don't even know what to call her. She's not my ex wife. She's not my ex. I don't even know our relationship's long enough to be my ex girlfriend. She's not my baby mama because she killed our baby. So I don't know what to call this individual, but it's thrown me for a loop. Dating somebody with mental illness will affect you. I don't want to leave somebody on the shore. I tell people I want to come and rescue them. But this is the reason why people don't touch mental illness or homelessness or any of those other things or prison, is because they feel they get it on them. And in a way, you do, right? Like by the time you go rescue the homeless person and they assault you, that's happened before. Someone with kindness in their heart bringing someone into their home and being attacked by that person because of their own kindness. And you can say kindness is weakness, or like I said yesterday, keep swinging. I mean, we don't know the decisions that we're making because they don't have a defined outcome, right? Like everybody would love to have, let me play poker knowing my cards. Let me pick the lottery numbers knowing the lottery numbers. It doesn't work that way. There's a lot of excitement and chance. You gladly put the $5 out to get the 5 million, and when you don't get the 5 million, you go, "Why did I even try that?" Good question, Bird. Why did I even try that? Why did I attempt it that way? Why are my things doing this? And these questions that I ask over and over again is, what is this? What is this thing called depression? What is this? This is my weak mind playing against me. Is it a battle that I don't know nothing about, that I have to constantly battle my mental health every morning to see if I still stay in the game, to see if I still shower, to see if I still brush my teeth, to see if I still act negatively towards people? It's one of the biggest disgusts of my life is that I've treated people wrong. I don't know why. I probably the abuse that I encountered as a child, but I've learned to protect myself violently if needed, and uh, it's embarrassed me. I mean, you get to see it. You get to watch the same thing I do. Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, they're going through it. It's like everybody's going through it. You get to watch every time you've ever argued with your ex, or the ex had her ex boyfriend over, or someone caught you guys arguing, or all the behind the scenes. This is the BTS show right here. It's behind the scenes that matters. Everybody wants to look good in front of the cameras, and all these people are really good at looking good in front of the cameras. Like, these are the best people in the world at it. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are A-listers that we've all watched And and now that we watch them, it's very interesting to us, right? Like it's like here's all these people that have all this money, have all this fame, everything that we ever wish for, and guess what we do? Of course that fell. Guess what ends up happening? Yeah, even they have problems. Even they have issues with somebody else, somebody that can't treat them properly. You know, I had a tough time with it. I want to talk about male abuse too. Well, female abuse, I guess you can call it, because what had happened was is that they also abused me too. She would tell me that I had wrinkles, kind of like Johnny Depp. You know, look at my face and say, "You're old ass and you're getting wrinkly," and I'm like, "What the fuck does that have to do with anything?" You know what I mean? Like, I never felt old or wrinkly before, or that I was an addict. I've never sucked dick for fucking drugs before, and I've experimented with drugs and maybe a little too much experimenting, but you know, who doesn't have an addiction? And I was judged by my addiction, even though my company's name Saints Addiction. I was judged by it. I was judged by my felonies. You know, 3-time felon. Um, I was reduced to something. I was reduced to just a sex object. I was reduced to a rebound. I was reduced to arguments. I was reduced to anger. I was reduced. And it's scary. It is scary to me that we have this much power over each other and we're so careless with it. We're careless with the lives that are inside of us, the way we treat our own lives and the way we treat others. So this is universal. It's not just they did this to me, it's what I'm doing to them. And this energies that we have, these cheese, our life energy, to put things out and receive them back, or uh, no, it's going to be put out and received back. But what kind of energy are we putting out and what kind of are we receiving back right now? My energy is so low. It just was depressed. It didn't see much height and happy and love and all that other stuff. I'm very lonely. That was interesting too. Like I said, when I looked around, even though you can throw a whole festival of parties, there's no one around. There's no one calling and checking on me. I told my friends, hey, come check on me. I'm a hollow man. I lost a child. They stopped calling. Like some of my good, tight friends just stopped calling. They had babies. Maybe they don't want their baby to die because if they talk to me, their baby might die. Scary shit like that. Um, Similar sobriety and watching other friends. I give him a shirt that says join weed club, and I think he got high and relapsed. And nothing's worse than somebody screaming, I think it was a racial slur, I wasn't quite sure, but with your shirt on, you're like, is that what I'm representing? Is that what I'm building? Am I creating things so other people can hate me so they could turn around and scream racial slurs? Ah, man, I don't know. These lives, this doesn't seem so brilliant from a depressed mind. You know, that's why I stopped doing the show. You know, it becomes critical, or my mind becomes calculating instead of free willing and free flowing. It starts calculating, and then it's like, would you do for me? And would that person do? What's this? What's that? A lot of that stuff starts happening, and I feel like the victim, but I also feel like the assailant. I feel more accountability for the scenario. Like if I was just nicer to her, if I just shut up longer, if I wasn't, if I could take criticism easier. Let me pick myself apart in front of the world. You know, if I didn't have a temper, maybe if I wasn't beaten as a child, maybe if my mind wasn't so, yo, it's got to be this way. This is what my mind does to me. I don't know what your mind does to you, but everyone has a mind and everyone has a way that it reacts to them. This is a huge field of science, but most of us just stay emotional, right? I exist, I'm up, this what do I feel, and how I feel is how I'm gonna dress, and how I feel is how I'm gonna eat, and how I feel is how I'm gonna treat others. And I'm of the belief that what if I wear, you know, whiter clothes, lighter clothes, and make my mood elevate instead of all the black stuff I was wearing because I was mourning in mourning, still a little bit in mourning. I thought I could just turn it off. The healing process is not like this. It doesn't. Some days you could be doing really good and not so good with it anymore. I'm having a tougher time than I thought I would now because only that I wanted this child my whole life, but also that we killed a baby. That bugs me a lot. And I know nobody even wants to watch the morning marijuana motivation or text me, but like this child was healthy. There's nothing wrong with his parents' finances or something wrong with his parents' minds. That our minds uh, controlled us in such an emotional manner that we would do emotional things, dangerous things like this. And this is the reality I live in my head. Not have a dangerous mind, to not have dangerous outcomes, to not have a brain that betrays me, or a lover that betrays me. And I think everybody in their right mind would not want a lover to betray them. But this is also a part of life. People cheat. Been watching a lot about relationships, and that's what happens. People cheat on each other. They break trust. And I had no problem breaking trust in my relationships with friends intimately. They get too close, and then I scare them away, and then I wonder why I'm alone. Anybody else do that? Comment below. And what a self-defense mechanism. I mean, I sure know how to fucking push people away. And then I got really depressed because I thought of all the amazing women that I pushed away. The Brittany Fugas, the Terry and Hales, the who else is out there? Alyssa Cisco. I just pushed these women away. I probably shouldn't use their full names, but they've probably all changed names, and nobody's actually watching this show right now, so it's my truth. And they deserve an apology, and some others too. Mary deserves an apology. Mary Carey. There's too many chicks, man. And I'm like, Mark, you had so many opportunities to be blessed with love, and you squandered it. You found a way to cheat or lie or hurt or something. And I just wish the track records are better. It's almost like exposing, what's the politician in the wheelchair that likes gay dick getting grabbed? That dude. Your boy wants to live this powerful life. I'm the prototypical strong man. My wheelchair, and I'll stand up and I'll speak fervently. This is my strong suit. Oh, and by the way, I like get my dick grabbed by a gay dude on camera. And you're just like, truth, you did shit in the bed, didn't you? You did shit yourself, didn't you? You did have an addiction, didn't you? And I was watching a movie too, Hollow Man, because I'm studying about Hollow Men, and the Hollow Man came coming up with Kevin Bacon. The one dude said he was 8 years sober. I forget his name. He's from old country from No Man. And I was like looking at the math, and it was 2000 or 2012. Either way, it was way past 8 years. And I was thinking, this motherfucker's at work high. He is not sober. These guys are not sober. They are literally in front of you going to work not sober. It's almost the equivalent of smoking crack and working a fucking crane. You know what I mean? Like literally, motherfuckers are blowing past us high as a motherfucker. We don't even notice. So people are so spun up you can't even tell. Coffee, caffeine, nicotine, heroin. It was intense. And I wanted to talk more about it because that's what addiction is, right? And addiction is our way of finding a way to cope with such a tough life. There's no promises. People are going to come and go. Death is a part of it. Love is a part of it. Both are very dangerous. I'm learning this from very assorted masters, people that written books, and looking at what's wrong with relationships, what's wrong with people, why we get divorced so much. Why can't we last? Why do we quit on each other? Why is it that our realness comes out in our most intimateness? That was just something that was just shocking to me, that I was so exposed. I'm still exposed, exposing myself live to expose the truth. Like, we think that we got it all covered like mustard, that you can just show up. What the guy say was his first time having sex and already got her pregnant. It requires more than just showing up. It requires more than faking it. There's going to have to be some examinations and actions that reflect that. And that's what's coming down to it. I made my own decisions. I wanted, she was a mother already, so I thought that was a highlight. I was like, oh shit, you're not only possible to have children, because the one chick couldn't have children. I stopped dating her so I could date someone that could have children, but this one already had children, so that wasn't in my plans, but available. And also, I couldn't handle her old relationship. I wasn't adult enough, and still not adult enough, to want to hear about someone's exes and texts and divorces and that So the fact that I can't listen to X stories means I don't deserve my own children. I don't know. And how come she's such a good mom and protective mom for the two children she had, but our baby she killed? I'm so confused, and I have to talk about it. This isn't my first time having sex. You know what I mean? This isn't my first time having sex. I didn't know she could get pregnant. I'm not sitting here naive. I knew she could get pregnant. I didn't know when she could get pregnant. I thought that was the blessing, and I think that's what hurts me the worst is the symbolicness of it to me. The things I put energy towards, like this would be the seventh, lucky number seventh. And I always thought, I'm the sixth. It's weird. I've never met anybody else with a sixth of anything. I met a second, a junior, a third. I've met, a fourth even, but not a sixth. And then for me to go all lucky number seven and to ruin it, the self beat up's real, like I could be great on this show and make designs and travel the world, but that's all bullshit. Again, when it comes down, someone took a turd in the bed. I've shit in my pants before being drunk. I have no problem saying it. It's embarrassing. It's like, this is why I don't drink anymore. If I could forget a whole day and shit my pants, wake up, I actually had shit in my pants. So embarrassing. So embarrassing. Have an abortion that I feel like the failure of all life. That I don't deserve to have a wife, that I don't deserve to have children. The beat up is real. She made me feel that way. That I wasn't enough. It wasn't ever enough. You can come all the way from Brazil, not enough. You still got to be nice. And even though I'm mean to you, you got to be nice. And I'm like, a tough time with this abuse. I wasn't used to it. It made me fight back in a normal way. But people can say that in relationships is something that I've been studying. I told you where people say that like it's only with you that I'm like this. It's like, of course you're doing this with me because you're in an intimate relationship with me. All the other people are coworkers, motherfucker. You can just tell them fuck off and nothing happens. Like this is a person that has to be around you with your moods. We're all gonna get moody. You know what I mean? Not only just for blood sugar and eating, but our brains and whatever we're on. So it's like I feel like we should more establish people not like batteries, but like vibes, like a song. Each person has a set of songs, and just like you're shazamming the song, whatever that vibration is we're trying to match that vibration. So we go, oh, here's the song you're looking for, and our moods and our vibes and our attitudes and how we rub off on each other. And sometimes we can be the spark of love and creation and life, and then we can be the killer. We can be death, the murderer, the hater, the motherfucking stabber of the backs, all things considered. And like, I just have tough time with it because last name Saint, and I don't want that to be that way. And then part of my life is that way. Just truth be told, like I don't know if anybody else can tell the truth, but part of my life is abusive. Me being abused and me being the abuser, which is really weird. And I learned that about that in relationships too. That most people, um, we're learning about ourselves is really weird. The study, but we end up acting like our parents. We say we never would scream or holler. How many of you are still screaming and holler? Can admit it in the comments? How many people can get real and realistic? Most people not. They don't want to admit that they're broken or mending or came from abuse. These things are looked down upon. How dare you have an abortion? No shit. How dare she have an abortion? I'm sitting here with you like, what the fuck, man? How do you kill life? What's our purpose of life if it's not to make life and keep life alive and loved? Like, is that not it? Is that not it? Or is it just to consume and keep going to jobs and paying bills? I doubt it. I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? So, I just keep making logos. I just keep creating products, but I couldn't create a family. It wasn't in me, or maybe that's what I believe right now because I haven't found other love or real love. It was all my bullshit to start a family this year. It was Blue Moon Manifest. I said that I wanted Familia Santos in Spanish. I don't even speak Spanish. I mean, I can speak some Spanish, but it's not my first language. And my Blue Mountain Manifest, and she was Spanish, and I thought there was so much link. I think us as men, like explaining to women, they might do it on your smell, they might do it on your feeling, the charisma of it, right? Like the way you make them feel. Like I talked about yesterday, Errol Flynn made a girl feel like she had two martinis in her. Like that's floating, right? It's almost perfect. And that's what we do to ourselves. We're willing to poison ourselves to feel perfect. We're willing to look perfect on the social media than to look flawed or talk about flaws. It's only wins, 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 likes, 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 hearts, 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 and followers. And all those things considered is is half the story, right? It's only half the story, right? I could have just kept going with Saints brand and scripture on shirts and hallelujah and God saved me. Just watched a guy try to put it all on God. You believe in a God the days that something really, really bad happens. Like she said, religion is the reason why we, you know, combat evil in the world. There's real evils in the world. There really is a war going on in Ukraine, and I really threw a festival while it was happening. Probably not my best idea ever. Throwing a festival without any money, not my best idea ever. Without real support and experience. Traveling to South Korea prison or to South Korea with weed and having it mailed. Probably not my best decision. Knocking up a single mom of two who just got divorced and had mental issues. Not my best decision. Part of me takes shots. I talked about risk yesterday. You know, such a chance at life to keep taking chances. Like my best friend's in the Amazon right now. Happy birthday, Ham. He's in a hammock on the Amazon with a girl by his side. I keep telling him, you know, you're the motherfucking the movie we watched together, really high, Total Recall, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he goes in and he starts having a boring life, and then he starts choosing his life of adventure, and he chose he wanted to be a spy. Right now, my best friend's chosen to be in the Amazon. All of us can choose an adventure. All of us can pick an adventure, and it's gonna get hairy and carry. So it's like it was so realistic that his wife turned against him. Total Recall, man. You get a safe life. You build a safe life. He said, I want to just be comfortable. I want to be numb. Like we talked about, this that route, right? Where no one argues anything. One of the things the lady talked about with the, she's a family therapist or marriage counselor or whatever you want to call her. She said that some people, that's how bad they are, that they just shut down everything and they stop responding completely. When there's nothing wrong, there's something wrong, right? Like when you guys can't even communicate to the things that hurt you. And I found that to be the stunning thing is I'm trying to communicate with people who hurt me and them, but because they're hurt, they can't communicate. And then I'm talking to the wall, and then nothing gets done, and then it's just silence and bad vibes next time we bump into each other, and maybe never ever have a conflict resolution. Just that sucked. The event sucked. I spent money, my time. You hurt my feelings. Ditto, bro. Ditto. Right? Ditto with the fucking the wrinkles too. Like, what the hell? You calling out my wrinkles? You have white hair. Like, who has white hair like under 35? Like, I don't know, but it was weird to me. And a lot of things were weird to me. And it was hard for me to adjust. And I still don't give myself any excuses. So, whether it's life, business, festivals, I don't care. I just always want to adjust. Have the best part of me show up. Really disappointed when it doesn't. Of course, I want to be liked. Of course, I want everybody to think it's cool and he did a great job and he's always a man of his word and he'll do whatever it takes. Um, I thought that guy showed up too, but it's still, that guy was very rude. Someone called me out for being very rude. Someone pulled a gun on me and said, "Oh, you think you're in charge?" When he was on meth at 5 o'clock in the morning. I have a tough life. Sometimes people want to say it's Riley, you know. One of my friends, Corey, I met in Thailand right after he got out of prison. Shocking. Shocking. I didn't know it was that soon, but like for both of us, right? No, I hadn't been in prison yet then. but I did just get done with my motorbike accident. And that's another part of healing, something where you want to be moving fast and your body won't move. It's a different type of injury. It's different than psychological injury, right? The psychological injury is the stuff that we do to ourselves. This physical injury happened to me, did to myself because I got on the bike and I didn't have a helmet on. I don't want to have any more injuries like that. I don't know anybody that does want a broken collarbone or rib cage or cracked craniums, but it happens, especially in cars. We crash into each other, and then you really want your health. Then you really want your mental health. Laid up in a hospital bed staring at stupid TVs, or anyone in general just wanting to walk. I'm sure an 80-year-old right now is like, man, I'd be dope to be fucking physically fit and tackle someone right now. I bet. I don't know. I'm not 80 yet. I'm just 40. But my body's changed on me. I do get white hairs too. Somewhere in here, some white hairs. And when I'm done plucking them because of vanity, I don't dye my shit. I haven't cut my hair cut. I needed to. I was gonna buzz this side and buzz this side and keep it super long with the fucking 7 Superman curls I got going on here. My son was supposed to be lucky number 7. And I'm almost certain it was gonna be a boy. And I'm so pissed at myself for scaring this woman out. It's an embarrassment to me. I scared a pregnant woman so bad she quit her pregnancy. I didn't punch her. I didn't slap her. Didn't do that. But my mouth, this mouth from the South, $1 million mouth, the same thing that casts my $1 million checks, the same thing that gets my ass in trouble, pisses off my friends, pushes people away, says the wrong things at the wrong time. It can be quite snappy, snippy, and rude. I have to mention it both. The dichotomy of things, He's not just Jesus. He's dead. And he might not have been alive. That might scare people too. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. We build things out of things like he's a perfect human being. No such thing. We'd like to pick one, but there's not one. And that's why I keep putting weed in his hands and blindfolding him and the see no evil Jesus. We think Jesus saw no evil or spoke no evil or see no evil. But we do see evil. We see it on our phones. We see it in other people. We do speak evil as soon as we're frustrated, we don't like somebody. And unfortunately, we do hear it, speak it. And I guess the hear and see is mostly from the news all at the same time. And then it makes me so mad that I want to be the opposite. I was so mad that I didn't want to be violent anymore. I wanted to be a pacifist. And then I got in a physical confrontation still. I'm still being rude to people. It still hasn't left me. I don't know how to fix myself. Thought about psychology, psychiatrists, and psychiatrists. I've heard of that too. There's actual psychiatrists for psychiatrists, believe it or not. We're human too. And everyone's mental health matters. So important every morning to get your mind right, your soul right. I got to do an hour yesterday, so I got to shower and stuff. And the depths of psychology, the depths of our own psychology, or the depths of our own. Move this. This is one thing. My friend gave me some. My friend gave me some aloe vera. I don't want it melting in the sun. So keeping it down. All this stuff is great for healing. Isn't that weird that this spiky stuff is some of the best stuff for healing? That's something that barely gets any water at all. Gives you the hydration that you need for your skin to rejuvenate itself. How amazing is this plant? There's so many amazing plants in this world. There's amazing things when we focus on them. When we go for the walks or do the exercise. Lately, I haven't been doing the walks or the exercise. And that's when the depression wins. When we stop trying, we start dying. And for some people, that's okay with them, right? You know, just numb it for the rest of our lives, just be numb. And I didn't want to be that way. I wanted to be woke, a better human being. I still failed. Every time I get these amazing women in my life, and I've also learned that about another gentleman. I think it's important to mention all forms and structures, but his mom left him when he was younger, so he always abandons women, so that way he doesn't get hurt. And I mean, he done like 10 women in a row. What if that's me? What if I'm so scared to be loved to be that close to somebody that I always spaz out on to push him away? A little truth in that, a lot of truth in that. I want to see if they can handle me wild. And it's like I put them through an obstacle course. I put them all through obstacle courses. Like, who the fuck wants a test? I wanted to date. I remember being on a date once. It was a bad date. And it's just, is this a test? I'm like, everything's a test. Like, how do you not know? Marks ain't got no chill. Too serious for my own good. Too many events have unfolded. Too many serious events. You know, wrestling with my best friend, South Korean prison, sitting my own mother down, talking about abuse, kicking my pregnant 4 week child out of the bed with her in it. I knew then I was already fucking up. Made me cry then too. And then the pity party, just to beat myself up as if it's not enough. I've done episodes talking about don't do it with the cat nine tails, and I'm literally doing it right now. Easier said than done. It is so hard to flip the depression. It's so hard not to wear all the mistakes, especially when you're trying so hard and you want to be flawless. Or the psychosis of that Brazilian girl was like, I mean, she had like 8 different pills and fitness 12 times a day and fake boobs and stared at her mirror. The mirror was her worst enemy. I mean, I felt so bad because like, I mean, she kept staring at it and she's like, this fucking shit. She's staring at it, fucking staring at it and yelling at herself. And I was like, first of all, you're neurotic. It scared me, but also shame, the shame, the beat up, the regular beat up. It's just a harmless mirror, but it's not harmless at all. It's harmful. It was full of harm, full of destruction, full of hate and self hate. And that's that mirror. It's like it's inside of us all. Like, I think some people keep it at bay better when they're on alcohol. It's aged us. That stuff's never been that big a percentage. Like I mentioned yesterday, the history of making beer never topped 10%. Now it's 90%. We are doing a good job of fucking ourselves up. And I want to do a good job of healing. I don't even know if I can do the healing festival anymore. I don't trust the property or the people that threw the property. You know, they don't seem to want to care that I spent money. They don't seem to want to do me right or answer my phone calls. I don't see anybody else doing their festival. They canceled those ones that was supposed to promote the next month and keep this thing going. Now everybody's scared. No one has any money. They've taken all my money, bankrupted me. I owe people still. I've weakened my position to throw a festival just because I want people to smoke weed together. And 10 people showed up. And some people were vendors and they were very upset. They took off and didn't say goodbye. One of the artists came out. He got in a back end accident. So he didn't make. He was coming out of Phoenix. That sucks. A lot of this sucks. Flat tires with people that ate oatmeal. Fucking oatmeal. It was a disaster. My partner still not talking to me. Taco stand still out there. Needed that taco stand to be picked up now. They needed it days earlier. So weird. Like you need it for multiple days, and now it's days past. Like why can't it be? Why can't it be me being cool instead of being angry? Why do I keep missing the boat? Especially with friends like that giving me glory and praise, and I can't give it back. I become critical. These are people that have helped me or close to me. I became critical to them. Just forever an asshole. That's better than assholes live forever. I could make a forever an asshole shirt. I don't want it. I don't want to be forever an asshole. Fuck, man. The same thing my father did to me, and I'm doing it to other people. The same critical, it's never enough. When everyone's enough, man. We're almost this close to having robots, dude. And that's enough to do our own dishes and take out our own trash and scrub our own toilets, sweep our own floors. What are you gonna do with your life in between? Just keep shoving the phone on your face? Critical questions. Yeah. Critical mind and what we do with our minds. I'm forever digging deeper. I'll be forever a deep thought person. I'll be ever forever honest. I probably shouldn't have called out other people's names earlier. They should just use their first name, no last names anymore. Apologize for that. Strike it from the record. You know, they deserved apologies, man. I wrote each one of these women, my relational. I've apologized to each one of my friends, my personal, relational, interpersonal. You know, I don't think apologies are enough. I think you just gotta be perfect, because otherwise they're gonna remember and resent, and then they're gonna always hold that. There's always gonna be, hey, don't be depressed. And you're like, that's exactly what I am. Hey, don't be disappointed. That's exactly what I am. Hey, don't be angry. That's exactly what I am. Man, if we could turn that shit off, right? Like, we got robots for the other shit. What about our shit? The flaw shit. Like, we're so busy with AI and things being perfected. Well, we're the flawed animal, right? Like, eventually, we're the flawed ones. I'm so flawed, or maybe too much plastic in our system, in our water, in our food, and that gave me an anger temper problem. Is it all just my childhood? Is it me watching violence on film? Fuck my life. I have not known how to treat people my whole life. And that bugs me. That's my midlife crisis right there. Is how do I switch it off? How do I stop doing damage? How do I stop hurting people? How do I start healing motherfuckers? How do I become part of the success and not the destruction? How do I flip my addictions? What else do I need to quit? What else do I need to do? Or is it not enough work? So I feel like that's what we do, is we keep working and making more money, and we become preoccupied on taking care of the bills or the number or feeding ourselves. Maslow's hierarchy needs, that we starve the other, the spiritual, the loving, the embrace. I mean, we might spend time with our families, but they're on their phone at the same time. We maximize the hours and the dollars, but we haven't maximized the serenity and the calm. I'm working on calmcbds.com right now as we speak. Just make something a reality, make something a bit more interesting, if you will. And we'll see. Shipping around the world, it's given me some sort of energy that I can go see somewhere else and be somewhere else. My heart's not in it. I want to climb the pyramid, but I want to do it when my heart's in it, when I feel fit and amazing, not when I feel low. And of course, I want my highs back. Who doesn't want to be high again? I want to stay high. I hate the lows. And the lessons sometimes are too much for your boy. Losing all my stuff in the back of the shop. Slumlord called it tuition. Not only did I pay my way through college, but I also paid my own tuition, earning it around the world. My mom might want to minimize it, but I did this around the world, teaching English or bartending or fucking singing on top of a bar, whatever it took. Now I do the same with business, but I feel like it should be a lock. Like this thing should have been a success story. And then I hear about the Pink Floyd 16th album or all the other people who are down to their last pennies making billion-dollar businesses. I just like staying creative. I love the designs that I make. I love these shirts. I'm trying desperately to find a Python coder. My shopping carts are all fucked up. No matter what I do with all these domain names, I keep trying to get them up, and I have no one there. My friend quit on me. He's actually a friend of mine. Quit on me and said I was too difficult to deal with. Same like my ex. It's too much for people. It makes me not want to try festivals that cost me money, or spending 4 grand with a friend, or trying to have a child with someone that doesn't have control of their own children. Keep trying, you know, and it's like I'm getting fourth in state in my life, and I didn't want fourth in state. I wanted first place in my life. I wanted an extreme amount of success and happiness, and it seems like my chase for success is interrupting my happiness, and my happiness needs to come back. It's so hard to find. I swear I had it in a headlock and I wasn't ever gonna let it go. I was making shirts, traveling the world, losing weight. Now it's like, man, it's coming back. Every time you come to America, it comes on back. Depression can come back. It's a scary thing. I have a depression survivor shirt I could be wearing, or I designed. I haven't made one yet, but I could be wearing it right now. Doesn't mean I have will be magically in depression. Life, such a trip. Life was a trip. Got a shirt designed for that. I just want to design shirts and let other people design shirts. It's a business decision too. All my friends need it. I've been designing a lot of different things for people to show off the Palomino stickers. I love them. I want to slap them on a girl's ass. Design these weed club cards too. I want to have the membership. And then my friends are already like, take me off your email list. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Went from gung ho, you're a hoe real quick. That's the fucking truth. And then how about the Palomino Club fully nude? How about that? How about doing this with the world famous since 69 and I owe you one and I want to just slap it on a girl's ass and she starts jiggling it and then it's in the background fully nude. So no thongs because it's fully nude, just a bare butt. And I fucking love these Palomino stickers. You can slap them anywhere. Jiggling booty. Then retreat out. Palomino cup, full nude, full bar. Do like that. Like free pickup and return. And she's like, what's the thing called that the girls do it? She's twerking it with her butt. Palomino Club. Just saying. I got marketing. I get flashes of things like a healing festival. If it still needs to happen, I don't know how I'm gonna invoke it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. But I'm not on that property anymore, and that was such a failure. How do you make your dreams come true when you're a failure? Through failure is what I really learned. Honestly, Burger King brothers, uh, Instant Burger King is what they called it because all their machines were Insta, but they were instant shit, so they kept breaking. So they actually had to make a flame broil. So you went to an engineer and had to get a grill that actually flame broiled the still the grill set up now for Burger King. This is a true story. Same with McDonald's. They were doing theaters before that. We weren't making any money, but there was a hot dog stand across the way that was making all the money, always busy all year round. Food. So that's why they went to the restaurant industry. These other brothers, Burger King, he was managing a cafeteria. Like what the fuck? Burger King, two dudes, and then two other dudes got kicked out. And I mean, it's a war of attrition. These business stories, we like to hail the winners, but like the dudes that got kicked out, they didn't get a slice. They got the PayPal mafia. All those dudes made into money, bigger money into YouTube, which I'm on right now. So it's just like there's a lot of wins from struggles, and there's still a lot of struggle yet to come. I try to leave it on a high note. Uh, it's not easy. It's not easy. You're going to have to fight for it and protect it. And I think the best way to do is just keep loving things, speaking with love, have something to love. Speaking with love, I said that already. Loving your life. It's hard for me to say, but I want you to do it. Um, yeah, man. Mm. So that's my new thing about healing is getting back to loving something, anything, finding it, if it's petting a cat or going for walks, sunbathing. There's a lot of things we can do on this planet to heal ourselves. I want people to be healed, especially on a Sunday. So my mom says I need more healing. I want to go to Spain and Egypt. I want to go other places. But I also can't pull the trigger till I feel good inside. So the way I feel will dictate my outcome again, or I can be a robot and just push on. Me, I decided to express it to public again with the show, sharing too much. But I thought it was important. I know mental health is important, but also, the battles for it. Thank you, Bird. The battles for our mental health and the way that we in the new societies will, what the Olympians, the recent Olympians, we just want them to perform under pressure, and putting them in the pressure situation puts them in a mental situation that risks their health and happiness. And we don't care as long as they perform. And there's like Dance Monkey Dance. As long as you go live every morning, Marky Saint, and smile, the world's going to be a better place. And it's like, I might not be the only person that has to carry this flag. It's not my responsibility to teach everyone. I'm not a robot. I grieve. I am in grief. I'm in mourning. Uh, Chosen death is not something I was already suffering from. My buddy being murdered. Now, my baby got murdered, and then somehow I murdered my baby too. So I'm beating myself up quite hard about it. Some days are better than others. I think most people would not film themselves live to express mental health. Most of us are not honest about our mental health too, so that in itself is. But I wanted everybody to know that Saint had an addiction. I wanted everybody to know that Saint had an addiction. That my perfect stuff isn't perfect. I have people that don't like me. I have people I don't like. I have situations I don't like. Hell, I made people not like me enough to get an abortion. So I'm going to do whatever it takes on my side of the fence to fix that. Maybe therapy's in order, like I said. Haven't found someone yet. Already scared away my anger management counselor with my anger. She kicked me out in 5 minutes. Ayahuasca didn't do the trick. I don't drink alcohol. I'm not looking for ketamine therapy. I do a lot of weed therapy. I do a lot of overthinking. I'm extremely hard on myself. I do like a lot of running. So part of me is on some, I can just, boom, I'm there. Spain, somewhere new, with new thoughts and new feelings to change my outcome. Look at my demeanor now. I'm unshaven, untrimmed, unhaircutted, low. But I did take a shower. And I did put on my fresh clothes. And I do make my own clothing. And I do love my own designs. And I am happy-ish, healthy-ish, right? I want to be happy as a motherfucker. AF, not ish. I want AF over ish. Okay, that's another Saints Anarchy flip. So, I'm gonna do longer formats now. I think it's important to dive deep. It was too hard for me to compress it in 10 minutes. I kept smoking. The show goes on. When I was doing this, I have many episodes. I want to change this into a podcast. My friend has a podcast. Put the green screen behind me, have guests on there, and also talk about other topics that I've written down but never really explored or wanted to go deeper and explore. The hour-long format helps me to get to there. So it's my new plan. So I can set reminders so people know what time it is, and have a podcast with a green screen, so it's really professional. With a sound editing guy, this stuff's expensive. It's the reason it has never happened yet. Having somebody edit each video. I've done so many videos for so many years, 365 times 10, and then 3,000, almost 4,000 videos of editing. It's a lot of man hours and time. So I really haven't edited those. These new podcast ones will have thumbnails and more description in the bottoms. So that way people can get all the links. I'm just one man. I'm not going to spend my life on my phone. You're getting my weed time to smoke alone. But when I'm not alone and I'm running around making things happen, that's the plan. I'll make things happen. So holler at your boy Saint. I'm here. I'm open to hear what other people are saying. I might not be open to hear my lovers or my friends or criticism, but I am interested in the comments below. So I guess that's the buffer of it. So I can ignore it or answer it. Is up to me, right? Versus somebody says you should do this. I hate that shit. Don't tell people what they should do. I don't have all the answers. I have stickers in an hour. Okay, I have support. I have creations and ideas. I have artistic abilities. I have mistakes. I have regrets. Been abused and have abused. Or let me lead with I have abused and I've been abused. I don't want anything to be a scapegoat nor a victim. I just want to be better. Better human. That's, I think, the saintliest thing to do. So how do I communicate with people better? How do I treat them better? More reciprocity, more forgiveness, and I owe them. I owe so many people on the planet. Can't stop. Not just money, but I owe them something right in their lives. I want to make that right. Make my wrongs are right. Right my wrongs. I think we all can say that a little bit. The accountability of it and the desire to fix it. I want to right my wrongs. I want to feel better, live healthier, be happier. This is Saint's Addiction. That's my contribution to the world if I can. Creating designs, creating inspiration, hopefully creating a platform for people to talk about it honestly without the fakery. This is too difficult sometimes. Life can be really, really, really tough, really, really, really awesome. And I hope that you have a really awesome, blessed life. And that's what I'm sending out to this world, for everybody to shine. Mostly saints, Saints brand, Saints giving, all of us doing better, being better humans. And that's my hour of the day. I'm going to go enjoy my day. I hope you do too. Stay blessed over stress. It's your boy Marky Saint on the Heart from Dark. As always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. Share it with a friend that's gone through it, and let's be more honest about it. And the more honest we are about it, the more healing we can get from it. Peace and love. I'll see you on the other side. Ciao.